Good morning, Michelle, and I hope you slept well. Oh, yeah, before I continue, I have been having all sorts of random problems with my microphone drivers. So this is either going to be almost inaudible, or it will be deafening you, which I think, given that you've probably just got up, is worse. Yeah, I'm in the mood to do these things, so you're getting one whether you like it or not. I was going to do one for Alfred and Dory just now, but the only Romanian author I've got is our friend Chuckling Cheerful Choran, and I thought that invitations to suicide, remorseless self-hating ennui, and physical, mental, and globalized decay were probably not the ideal thing to send to a couple on the eve of the happiest day of their lives. So I shall wait till they get back from honeymoon and attack them with some then. You are getting something that has been sort of tangential to what we've been talking about recently. It's a couple, maybe three, I haven't decided yet, a couple of excerpts from the journal of Eugène Delacroix. And it talks a lot about aesthetics, revolutions in art. That's his picture you can see there, which kinds of indicates where he's what he thinks about when he's making his sallies against orthodox, one might say almost bourgeois art. He wasn't a complete Marxist, but, well, there wasn't such a thing as a Marxist. But he was pretty much a revolutionary in artistic terms. And that's what I hope try to convey in these things, if I can find the right bloody page. And I was trying to find something more or less related to the current day, and I did, and it's gone. So just bear with me, have a cigarette, and this is very bloody annoying. I will be with you as soon as my brain works out where I was. Oh, well, it's all good, so I'll just pick two at random. No point in faffing around looking for it. Here we are. This is from the 8th of February, 1860. Gosh, yes. And here he's responding to something that Balzac, the great writer, wrote. Balzac says in Le Petit Bourgeois, "There comes a point of perfection in the art, which talent lies below, and to which only genius can attain. There is so little difference between the work of genius and the work of talent, etc. There is more in it than this. The vulgar are deceived. The stamp of a genius is a certain appearance of facility. Indeed, his work may well seem no more than average at first glance, because it is always perfectly natural, even in the loftiest of themes." Back to Delacroix's words. "Draw a deduction from the above on the works of Descamps, Dubré, and in fact all artists who use extravagant means. It is very rare for great men to exaggerate in their works. Consider this question. Lawrence, Turner, Reynolds, and, generally speaking, all the great English painters have this defect of exaggeration, especially in the general effect, a fault that prevents their being ranked among the greatest masters. The cloudy and variable skies of their country lead them to produce these extravagant effects, these sudden contrasts of light and darkness. But they greatly exaggerate them, revealing defects caused by fashion or personal bias that speak louder than their fine qualities. They have painted magnificent pictures, which, however, do not show that quality of eternal youth characteristic of the great masterpieces, all of which, I venture to say, are free from overemphasis and a sense of effort. Well, I'd never really considered the effect of clouds as the arbiter of arbiter of national art, but he might have a point, especially on gloomy days like today. Now, I'm sorry, I will try to find what I wanted to read to you. I suspect it's vanished. God, this is a dense book. There's everything. Right, no, it's going to take me far too long. Let me dig out something more relevant. This I know is relevant-ish. And it's something from more or less today's date. In an attempt to find relevance in what I was reading. No, it isn't. I'm bloody hopeless. Ah, balls. At this point, I kind of do hope that my microphone is buggered up and that you're not listening and swearing at me as much as I am swearing at my book. Actually, there's nothing wrong with the book. It's my bloody memory that's completely messed up. I've just... It's worse because I know it's here somewhere. It's not just trying to find something at random. It's actually trying to find something that I know exists. Grr. Here we are. Let's go for this one. There are loads of things I could read in here, which I'm sure you'd get and appreciate. And this is... Oh, no. I was going to say this is the right date, but it's actually 12th of October, 1859. But it's aesthetic, so let's go for it. True beauty in the arts is eternal, and would be acceptable in every period. But it wears the dress of its own century. Something of the period clings to it. Alas for works of art that appear at times when public taste is depraved. They say that truth is naked. I cannot admit this for any but abstract truths. In the arts, all truths are produced by methods which show the hand of the artist, and are therefore clothed in the accepted forms of the period during which he lived. The works of a poet are coloured by the everyday speech of his times. This is so true that it is impossible to give an exact idea of a poem in translation, made at a much later date. For instance, in spite of all the more or less successful attempts to translate him, Dante will never be rendered in his natural beauty by the language of Racine or Voltaire. The same is true of Homer, Virgil, who lived in a more sophisticated period, more nearly akin to our own times, and even Horace, despite his concise style, can more easily be rendered in French. The Abbé Delille translated Virgil. Boileau might well have translated Horace. The chief obstacles to any exact translation would therefore seem not to be so much difficulties arising from the differences of language as the difference in spirit between the ages. Dante's Italian is not the Italian of our own times. Ancient ideas are best suited to an ancient language. We call the old authors unsophisticated, but it was their period that was unsophisticated, and only in comparison with ours. The usages of every period are completely different. The various ways of showing sentiment, of being humorous, and of self-expression are in harmony with the mental attitude of the age. We only see the men of 14th century Italy through Dante's Divine Comedy. They laughed just as we do, but they laughed at things which seemed humorous to them in their day. Well, I know that Dory's cherubic sister is a bit of an expert on the theory of translation, so I wonder if she's heard that passage before. I shall have to read it to her, if she bloody comes back. Yeah, that's all. I beg your pardon. Right. John scrubs, scratches his eyes, attempts to wake up, and prepares himself for endless jollity and sleep today. See you whenever. Have fun. Bye-bye.